So also, in case if you breathe into it and you just like right up here, it gets real ASMR and everything. You shouldn't have to be that close.
Get your face pubes off that thing.
Yeah, you shouldn't be, if it's ASMR, you shouldn't be speaking so loud. You should be talking like this.
The beard stubble drags across the flesh of the microphone.
All right, I'm going to need about 5 minutes in the bathroom to myself if you keep doing that.
So what's up, guys? What's going on here? River Sullivan coming at you right here, right now, yet again, pre-recorded for your live listening pleasure. Either it be on any of the other forms of anti-social media out there, or right here on YouTube if you're standing there listening and watching the BS fireplace in the background. With me here this week for the 15th episode of Season 2, my friend, the Silver Fox of those roasted beans of brown curved pleasure. The Viceroy of Vaping himself, my friend and co-host. So
It's better every time.
yes, it does.
It's like a fine wine.
Yes. And also joining here with us this week, another good friend of mine. A man that, unlike Samson, once he cut his hair off, he still retained all of his strength. My other brother from another mother, a man that is now part of my extended family of brothers from another mothers. The man, the myth.
He's just, this is like, what is happening right now?
The stone-faced legend.
Hello, I'm Dave.
Yes, hello. Sorry, guys, having a little bit of trouble here speaking because this week's coffee that we're drinking, we went back a little bit more old school here and a little bit more on the cheap. The good coffee is getting a little hard to find because all the god hoarders out there, but I managed to dig up a vacuum-packed sealed brick kilo of gold known as Cafe Bustelo, a Cubano espresso coffee. And now I shall enjoy that sip of sultry,
Do it, man.
dark desire in a cup.
Get it in your mouth.
It is stout, but smooth, very smooth. What do you think? What do you think, Dave?
I think this is actually fantastic.
It is.
I don't usually drink black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I could drink this all day if my little hamster heart could actually keep time with it. I think it might kill me, but this is absolutely fantastic.
Once you go black, you never go back.
Oh,
Once you go Bustelo.
my mother's going to be so disappointed.
Not mad, just disappointed
Exactly.
that you went with black coffee. What would she prefer?
Oh, the coffee, yeah.
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 So we will include a link to wherever it is. I don't even know if Cafe Bustelo has a website that we'll try to include something here. Maybe it'll just be like a link to the Family Dollar that I purchased it at for about $2, which is for that much coffee for an espresso. It's going to last a while.
Mm.
So, all right, today's date, as of the date of recording, April 8th, 2020, for your week behind coronavirus update. Try to make this as brief as we can just to give you guys an update on the numbers, and then move on because we are swimming in a sea of negativity, and this show is not trying to be another vessel out there in the wide, open waters of sadness. So, right now, as of the date aforementioned, we are at total confirmed cases, 1,464,852 total confirmed cases. Total deaths with 85,397, with 17,669 in Italy, 14,673 deaths in Spain, 10,328 deaths in France, and 7,097 deaths in the UK. At the US, we're standing at 402,923 total confirmed cases with 13,007 total deaths. But we are sitting on 22,717 of those confirmed cases are confirmed recovered. And going off the algorithm here from the Johns Hopkins Resource Center, the spike is starting to get a little bit lower here. It looks like as a nation, as a people, we are finally starting to flatten the curve here in the U.S. Of course, that all remains to be seen, and I could be eating my words a week from now when this is uploaded. So we'll see you 7 days here from the 8th.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, anyone?
I know we said we weren't going to talk about it, but what are your guys' thoughts on why China has a lot lower death rate and infection rate than us?
I think recently China came out and actually admitted that they were kind of fudging the numbers on that in the last few days. They were more or less hiding the extent of it, which would make sense. It is China.
That's exactly what I was
You
thinking.
say it right. You say it how our president says it.
China.
That's the only.
China.
That's the only right way to say
We have
it.
to get rid of China.
China.
If I made a T-shirt that you would sell to like if you just had a kid and you put the shirt on the kid and it would have like a picture like Trump's like making the kissy face that he does and it says made in China, it said Gina. Yeah.
All right.
I think that'd be popular.
I'm with you.
It would be popular, but I don't think you could wear it in this state without some probable consequences.
You underestimate his willpower.
I mean, if we ever started this evening tonight merch line, maybe that I don't really want that to be the flagship.
Probably not.
Maybe we'll start with some coffee cups or something, considering all the coffee that we do drink on this show.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so my question is, are they fudging the numbers just because
They got caught.
well, is it they got caught like why do it in the first place? Are they just trying to make it look like that it's not as bad? Or are they keeping the numbers down because they're worried about the remaining populace of their people getting into a full-blown panic?
That is the $64 question.
The $64 questions. Jim Justice assemble! Nope, nothing. Damn it, Jim.
No, I can hear him gobbling in the distance.
Bob Evans.
I see the sock puppets.
Biscuit World.
Personally, I do think that they are fudging the numbers for a few reasons. I think a lot of it has to do with trying to control the attitude of the public because you don't want pandemonium, but you don't want people to not take things seriously. So you have to find some sort of middle ground to where people take it seriously, but they're not necessarily running around like a bunch of idiots, for lack of a better term. I know people get scared, but I think that is just how you have to kind of scale down things.
Yeah. Now, I just heard this today when I made my one trip to town that I've gotten to make now in like a month, where I was able to get that one brick of coffee and didn't get any hand soap, but thank you, Dave. You hooked me up. Like I used it was like Dawn dish soap, but I got like a brand that was clear, like one of those, and just filled up the hand pumps in the bathrooms. It'll do the same job, but
truth be told, I just distilled down the suds that I used to wash my genitals and put it back in the bottle and gave it to you. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Buddy.
you're saying that's going to be worth something here?
I just want to say,
what's the barter rate on that?
The scent is
Musky.
It's musky. It's going to hit you.
Are you
pretty
the
hard at first.
Proprietor and silent CEO of Dr. Squatch?
No. I think Dr. Squatch might actually be my nemesis.
What
He put some essential oils in it.
What would you call your brand? Like Dr. Squooch or
Dr.
Gooch?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe Dr. Gooch. Yeah.
Dr. Gooch
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah, maybe Dr. Vinyl underpants after a 5K.
I fight crime in a rubber suit. Hadn't showered that day.
Really seals in the flavor.
How was that, by the way? So, real quick, though, everybody's blown up over the hydrochloroquine and zinc, or like the Z-Packs that they're saying take hydrochloroquine, the anti-malarial drug, in concert with zinc, and that's really helping people out that have this thing going out there. I just listened to a guy that he says he's a doctor. I mean, I have no reason to doubt him. He looked like one. He had scrubs on. And,
I mean, he's a guy.
and he was stacking papers like at a desk, and like he just looked very, very medical because he had scrubs on.
Sounds legit.
But, I mean, he definitely did seem like he knew what he was talking about, and it surprised me that this has not hit major media outlet sources yet. Now, tonic water. What is that stuff in tonic water?
Quinine.
Quinine. Okay. So this is what he was preaching. He was like, get quinine and get zinc. And he said the quinine that was removed back in like the mid to late 90s was a list of ingredients that were taken off market during the Clinton administration, that for whatever reason they were like, oh, they took it off the market because it's bad for you. But quinine is what apparently some doctors do prescribe for people with muscle pain and tension and all sorts of stuff and like breathing issues. So he said the quinine acts as some kind of agent that helps lubricate the aoli or whatever inside the lungs. And that opens it up a little bit more. And then taken with zinc, it allows the zinc to get in there and it fortifies your lungs, helping you either one, stave off having any kind of respiratory infection, or two, if you have one, shortening the lifespan of it. And that was the thing that surprised me, was because he said, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just telling you, go out to your store, buy quinine and buy zinc. If you can't get straight up quinine off the internet, he said, get yourself some of that Schweppes tonic water. And then I was thinking, I wonder if Canada Dry will do the same thing. He kept slinging the name Schweppes.
As long as it says tonic water with quinine,
yeah,
it'll help with certain things. I cannot attest in any way to its effectiveness towards staving off respiratory infections. I know it works really well against cramping, and I know that quinine was essential in the battle against malaria.
Yeah, because the quinine has the same very similar properties to the hydrochloroquine. Is what they were saying. The anti-malarial drug has
yes.
The quinine does similar things to the anti-malarial, which I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. But they didn't have any at Family Dollar, just so you know. Cool. But then that doctor went off for a little bit. Like, he was like, I'll bet you this video, you're not going to see this video. No, they're going to pull this video because they want to brainwash you. They don't want you knowing that there's a cure out there. Like, I mean, I get it. It has almost a 99% survivability rate right now. And that doesn't grab headlines. I mean, I'll give that, like, the big major media, I don't care, Fox News, CNN, HLN, MSNBC, take it, any one of them.
I understand what you're saying. People don't really stop to take notice about how good something is going or how many people are recovering or anything. For some strange reason, human nature is to take notice in how destructive something is being.
There's a lot of pessimists living in this world. A lot of people look at this thing as the glass half empty.
But there actually is something really that needs to be said about all this, and that is marketing. It is a pandemic. It is scary, but there's something really important that you have to think about, and that's how it's being marketed to these people. It sounds inhumane. Quite possibly it is. But the way that it is being put towards the public is very specific. They want you to watch their channel. They want you to sit through the commercials to get the next thing. And you don't get that if you're talking about all the people that have recovered.
Yeah. No, I get you. And like, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, you're not going to get, hey, it's all good. Look at this. People are healing. Oh, fuck, let's see what's on TV.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on this channel and watch how great things are. It does not, for some strange reason, it just does not appeal to people that way.
Old Rupert M. is sitting back watching the ratings of all of his news channels.
You got two more times. You can say it two more times and he's going to show up.
I didn't say his last name. I didn't say his last name.
You know how it works.
You know, who's that Matt something on the A team, you know?
Cat Damon?
Yes. Is Cat Damon in here?
No.
Okay, we're good for now. Don't worry, he'll make his cameo. He always does. So you've been listening to the show here for a little while. Did you catch it when Cat Damon effed up Martin? He messed him up.
I don't know.
I believe it was it Martin's the last episode Martin was on. I don't know, like you could hear the cat like.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that.
And he's like, bro. He's like, he thinks my arm is my neck. Like, he's like trying to go for the kill bite. Like he's an apex predator, which for as fat as that fucking cat is, yeah, he's surprisingly quick.
He's a bit psycho.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good cat.
Oh, he
Good-
keeps
good
the mice
hunting
away.
cat.
He does. We had most people know I had an issue with mice here when we first moved into this place.
That's strange. I haven't seen any mice.
Exactly. Like we have like some cotton balls with peppermint at just any kind of hot spot because apparently mice hate that. But I had the local pest guys come out and lay bait stations, and that really kept them away. Our main issue was this place had sat vacant for like a month or two before we were able to move into it. And even the pest guy that came out, I had 2 different pest people come out, and both of them were like, get a cat. Said, you live out here pretty much in a state forest, get a cat. Said, okay. So we got a cat. He's okay. He's cool. He won't leave me alone.
It's effing Cat Damon. I love his movies.
Yeah. Oh, God,
I gotta say.
he's just an American hero, Cat
Oh, yeah.
Damon. Cat Damon.
The media has gotten ridiculous, though. Like, I don't care what your political bent is. It's just,
Look, man, I always watched.
they're still covering the political things. Like, that even matters now.
Yeah, it's virus. Bernie Sanders is suspending his campaign for a little bit. All right, back to the virus.
You're handling it all wrong.
I thought I was watching an audio or listening to an audio version of like that show 24 because I got the news stations on the satellite radio. I got like the free subscription for a couple months since I got that car.
Mhm.
So I turned it to Fox News. It's just pretty much what I grew up watching. And yeah. But so commercials happen and there is just like this music that starts and I'm like, I can't see what's going on. But according to that music, like I just see like somebody holding like dead people in their arms and like scream into the sky. Like that's the mood that they immediately set. And it's not just them. I flip back to like CNN and MSNBC and HLN, all the ones that I had radio stations for. It's all the same thing. It's all bad.
It's all about
It's
selling
all
out.
bad. And like every 20 fucking minutes. So where are we at on the hydrochloroquine? Like, they're like, take it. Take it with a Z-Pack. It's crushing this virus. Okay, but they're not 100% sure. So we're just going to, all right, roll the music. Roll the music. Okay, we got to keep churning out. Let's churn out the panic factory.
It's crazy how like you'll go to different news sources and like on one hand, one's totally criticizing the president, and the other one's doing nothing but cheerleading. It's like, where's the truth, guys? Like,
Well, that's
there's
why
got to be somewhere in the
I
middle.
try to watch so Fox is notoriously conservative. Okay, so then you have like CNN and MSNBC, they're notoriously liberal. Okay. I like to play a game where I go on the internet and you go to like Fox News and you open up CNN in separate tabs and you find the same story. And you can tell like the subtle differences. Sometimes there's major differences in stories, but then you have to be a grown ass adult, a grown human being, and then think. That's a hard thing for people to do. Sit there and go, okay, this is what both sides are telling me about this. What's the correlation between both? What are the differences and why would they be different? Could it be politically based? Could it be opinion based? Okay, so now I'm going to do something that nobody out there in the real world seems to do, present company excluded, and that is think. People need to think for themselves. People get out there and they're spoon-fed this bullshit.
Don't you put that on me, River Sullivan.
I didn't mean to go down this path, but I'm on it now. People are spoon-fed everything from these news outlets. Okay,
It's making me hungry.
Yeah. What pisses me off the most is I have people that I know, and we all have people that we know. When you ask them, where did you find this news? Where did you find this article? I don't care what it's about. We're just any article in general that's usually something like out fucking rageous. It's either like BuzzFeed, Facebook, TMZ. TMZ is by and large my favorite one though to go to, just for not because I know that the news is good or real.
It's because you want the facts.
Yeah. There's no facts hardly ever in any of those articles, but they are hands down the most entertaining. Love going to a TMZ article.
I actually could not give you one completely reputable source for any sort of information from the media. Everybody has an agenda. There's always an agenda. The only thing I can personally do is, no matter where I read an article, or if I watch a video about something that's happening, I just listen for the parts of it that are not open for interpretation.
Yeah.
Just take out the adjectives, take out the adverbs, and just take the facts from
Boil it down. Give me all the nouns.
And boil it down. Because if the facts are not constant across the board, then that's, well, quite frankly, that's misinformation, and it boils down to just being a lie.
True.
So I don't like to listen to the commentary.
Yeah. Commentary, in my opinion, is just like reading an opinion page on anything.
It's editorializing.
Don't get me wrong, those are usually very entertaining because they're very well written, and you can...
And they get mad and they yell at each other.
Yeah.
No, you.
And then they cut somebody off and they call it a victory for the other guy. Like, it doesn't matter what... I don't care what station you're out there listening to or watching. It's all the same shit. Oh, God, that's good.
The fear factor, I think, has to stop. Like, it's got the ridiculous proportions. And I'm not downplaying COVID-19. I mean, it is real. The advised precautions are necessary. Do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Don't panic. You know what I mean? I don't even know where I was going with that. Like the way people are panicking and just acting irrational is just, it's killing me. Every time you even clear your throat, everybody's looking at you all suspicious.
You get some looks.
Yeah.
I went to like AutoZone when I went to town today. I needed washer fluid for my car. All I have is a bunch of de-icer. I needed the bug stuff because as soon as it got warm out, like, my windshield looked like Normandy Beach, man. It was just dead bodies laying all over it.
Oh, I remember Normandy Beach.
Yeah. Thank you. It got me. I got a couple N95s. I got one for me, one for her. I pulled into the parking lot, masked up, walked in there because I hadn't been in town now for like a month. And my God, like one of the employees was walking in and he sees me get out of my car and he's like, whoo. But you know what I did? I held the door for him and smiled. He couldn't tell I was smiling, but all I know is like my eyes kind of squinted, my cheeks got big. And he's like, oh, thank you. Like, oh, you're welcome. So I walked in there and they were cool about it though. That's the one thing though that surprised me. They do have like spit shield things hanging up at all the cash registers, which is kind of cool. Like we're there's some ingenuity going on here. Got my two things of washer fluid, and they're like, there you go, sir, there you go. But like the register guy wouldn't even make eye contact. Like he just kind of looked down and like,
you should have just licked that shield.
I can tell the difference in people just on one trip to town. And it was very surreal for me to drive around and go, everything's got special hours. Like there was 3 places I couldn't go to. I was just trying to hit all my stuff that I needed to do. And not one of them was, they wouldn't open until like noon or afterwards. And I didn't want to wait in town that long because I left the dog out and I didn't want to leave him out all day because there was like 20% chance of rain all day. But anyway.
I just want people to stop panicking.
True.
I mean, regardless of whether your thoughts are, whether this was an accident, naturally occurring, man-made, or if there's an agenda or some sort of conspiracy, regardless of all that, we as a country need to not panic or else we're going to lose who we are. All these rights that we're forsaking in the name of protection, at some point we need to demand them back. I don't know when that point is.
I did
but
notice,
just keep that in the back of your mind and, don't panic. Check on your neighbors.
Mm-hmm. I did notice when I went to the store that there was still a lot of stuff that's still out. Toilet paper, still gone. So I walked out of one of the stores and had like 4 items, had my coffee and stuff. And the thought occurred to me as I was heading to the checkout. I was like, people keep buying up shit and hoarding it. This is going to be the new norm. Everything is going to be limited. There was little signs that say, limit this many. And if people keep doing the way they're doing with this stuff, we're going to be limited to that forever. And there's a name for a society.
Scarcity.
Huh?
Scarcity.
Well, there's scarcity, no, but I mean, there's a name, though, for like a society that operates off of that. You only have an allotted amount of things that you are allotted to buy per week, per month, whatever.
Gee, what kind of society is that?
Communism.
Well, I have a friend that lives in Argentina, and I was trying to get him a program for these audio dramas that he does on YouTube. And I showed him a link and everything. He said, that's really cool. I'd love to get it. He said, but I'm only allowed to purchase 2 things a month online. I guess every citizen can only make 2 online purchases per month down there. He's like, I have to be very careful. He says, if I make one purchase and it's above an amount, like they come look at it and like check on it, like you get like a hot list or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Wow, that's getting into like some totalitarianism there. I mean, if the government is going to be that involved in every single aspect, every small purchase that you're going to make, that's oppressive.
Well, hell, did you see what the leader of the Philippines?
Oh, Duterte?
Yeah, his press conference. Did you watch that?
No. That man scares me.
Good God, that conference scared me. Through the broken English that he was able to do and then through translators, he was like, if you don't go inside when you're supposed to go inside with a stay-at-home order, if we catch you out and you are stealing, you are looting, you are hoarding, he says, I tell my men, my police, my military to shoot you and you are dead. I was like, oh. Yeah, like he straight up was like, if you loot, if you steal, I get that. All right.
So I guess
He's like, if you're hoarding though, he's like, we're just going to kill you and take the shit and then redistribute it.
So they're not big on the habeas corpus, or I mean,
No,
maybe not so much on the rights.
Nah, he's pretty much a dictator.
Yeah, I did not know that till I watched the video on it, and I was like, holy shit. If I hear, I'm just looking at it like, if it gets real bad, what if we start getting judges? Like Judge Dredd.
You bite your tongue.
I'm just saying. And then it got quiet. I don't think it'll be that
I hate
bad.
to say
I
it.
don't think it'll be that bad.
I don't want to.
Sign me up.
I mean, if I get the mask,
Judge,
the helmet.
Judge Dave.
Judge Dave. Be like, and then his assistant, Bailiff River. Here you go, Dave. Thank you. Grenade.
I see you've used 3 squares of toilet paper. You are hereby judged.
Man, those is my shit tickets, man. I bought them legally.
What about like all of the people that believe that this is punishment from God, and the people that pastor in Florida, for instance, who got arrested for holding
Mass, yeah.
Mass? There was a church that the landlord changed all the locks to keep the congregation out of the church. And that that guy's a hero.
Oh, I was going to ask if they like kicked the doors in and still had church, or.
Well, I don't know. I thought they turned the other cheek personally, but I don't know.
I have a real problem with that. Like, regardless of the safety concerns, whether you should or shouldn't assemble for worship, like I have a real problem with like the government ever saying you have to close the place of worship. I see that as a bad sign.
It's definitely not a good thing. I definitely see exactly where you're coming from. The government should stay out of it. People should still be able to do what they need to do to stay more or less
Free?
Free. Yeah, I forgot that word. You don't see a whole lot of that around here.
That was kind of the point I was trying to make.
As free citizens in the United States of America, you should be able to make that choice for yourself to go to worship at a place of, God or religion, whatever your thing is. The government shouldn't really have a hand in that. But on the flip side of that, if you get sick in that congregation and you go out and spread it, that's where the government has some sort of reach, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you keep it small, I don't care what you do.
Yeah, what is it? This state right now, we're at gatherings of 5 people and less.
Yes, 5.
And you're only supposed to go out for essential needs and stuff like that, but also to support friends and family. So this is...
Well, I think it's strange that they say you can do essential things, but they closed all the strip clubs.
But you can still go out and fish, right?
Not at a strip club. They closed them.
Damn it. Like, I hate to continue to talk about this stuff, but it's hard not to when it's on everyone's mind, myself included. I mean, I would... Right there? Okay. I can't wait to go back to doing this show the way we used to where we just talked about literally anything and everything. Right now, I do not want to be this evening tonight with River Sullivan and the coronavirus special quadrilogy, okay? So let's ask about that. All right. Let's steer this just a little bit.
Non-COVID.
Some non-COVID related things, but based on the COVID.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever done?
I was going to... Before all this happened, what do you miss, Dave? What's the one thing you just want to go back and just be able to start doing again without worrying about hand sanitizer and breathing masks?
Honestly, I just I miss being close to my friends and family. You know, not worrying about getting people sick and just being able to. I like to give people hugs, and I just feel so lonely.
Yeah,
you know?
See that, Scott? You gave me shit for wanting hugs. I like hugs. Yeah, you remember when you said that? Yeah, hugs.
Maybe that's just not Scott's love language.
You're soft.
You are weak.
I'm joking.
Your soul is mine. You will be next. Shang Tsung? No, I get that, man. Like, every time I see my parents, it was always, hug hello, hug goodbye. Like, haven't got to do that. The only person I get to really hug is the old lady. And since we're here together, me and her, it's just one of us gets hit, we're hit. So, whatever. Like, we had a little bit of a scare a week or two ago, and like it was didn't hug, didn't kiss, like did like a little touching cheeks on the face, no lip contact. I slept in the guest room for a little bit till everything was cleared. But yeah. Well, what do you miss? Is there something you miss, or you just didn't have
Actually, quite the opposite. Me being the antisocial person that I am.
Having a great time.
This COVID's McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Honestly, I gotta be. No. Like, I hate the panic. I hate the fear in people's eyes, the suspicious looks, but I don't miss shaking hands. I don't miss feeling obligated to hug people because it's always awkward for me anyway, other than my significant other and my,
Well, what happens when we get our motorcycles to start our own biker bro club and we got to like bro hug?
That's totally different.
Is it?
That's required by bylaws.
Do the elbow bumps,
that day's
the
never,
toe tap.
That day's never going to come for me. I don't think it's in the cards.
I think that the elbow bump is going to stick around.
I think we should go to Eskimo kisses.
Gut punches.
Okay. All right.
Just tickle each other.
Yeah, just
Hey,
like, tickle face. How's it going?
Oh, you got me.
I hope not.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. What do you miss, River?
Right now,
Whoppers. Listen, man, I stopped and got my oil change yesterday.
did you get an Impossible Whopper?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Nor will I ever.
You
That's blasphemy.
Just try it. I'm telling you.
No, not happening. But I stopped and got my oil change, which that was great in itself because I had no wait time at all. Like, this is the place I go, like, you normally have to schedule a week in advance. But, like, there was 3 technicians in the office just sitting at the counter, like, waiting for something to do.
Hang on, time out. Wait a minute, manly man.
What?
You
Am I doing it
went
wrong?
somewhere to get your oil changed.
And my tires rotated.
You didn't do that yourself?
I ain't got time to do
Soft. So soft.
that. Sorry. Just a facade. It's all a lie.
I like hugs too.
Long hugs.
Long.
It's a beautiful, shiny carapace he carries around to cover his soul.
Stroke my back at a medium pace.
But as I was leaving the parking lot,
Okay.
man,
Sorry.
I'm trying to tell my Whopper story
All
here.
right, go ahead.
No, it's just there's a Burger King next door, and I got a whiff, and it smelled so good because I haven't had it in so long.
Flame broiled. I did go to Dunkin' Donuts on my way out of town. And so this is what I miss. I miss not being slightly to medium paranoid about everything that people are doing in terms of their sanitation levels. So I go to the drive-thru. I get a big cup of coffee because I love their coffee. I also got a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel because I wanted one for like a late breakfast because I just woke up this morning, had a bottle of water, and then went out to do my thing. First of all, they hand me the shit, and the guy's got gloves on, which I'm fine with. I'm like, but I was like, did he change those gloves? Or is that the same pair he's had on from like 4 hours ago? Don't know. But that never used to be a thing that crosses your mind. Now it does. I'm driving out, and I open the bag up, and it's just like haphazardly wrapped in that paper wrapper. And so I'm trying to drive and like peel this bagel out of its wrapper and not touch the bagel physically, just have my hands on the paper. And I'm like taking a bite, and then I rotate the bagel in the wrapper. So I never have, like, I'm rotating it like you're eating a pizza with no hands, just bite and move, bite and move. It was like a sad, like really careful version of Hungry Hippos.
So basically, you're saying you miss fearless eating.
Yeah, I miss just being able to put hands on a piece of food that somebody else made and not have to think, man, is that utensil clean? Man, did they wipe their hands down? Did they wipe down their sanitation area? Did some minimum wage worker get all pissed off because they're being forced to work because they're essential? And
You don't have to worry about them.
You know, and then they just start like on your food. You know, I don't. You know, these are things that I've started to think about, and I don't like the fact that that's something that is going through my head now. I hate that. And that's what I miss. I miss the fearless eating, that we can just go out and do stuff. Summer is pretty much here. I have not driven with my windows rolled down since this whole thing. I turn the thermostat on auto and turn the air on recycle to run the cab filter to make sure it's just my air I'm breathing.
It's really strange. Everybody works all the time. They've got all these bills to pay. Everybody's always stressed out. But now looking back on it, you think about how, just to jump off of what you're saying, like how carefree some of that stuff actually was. I mean,
yeah.
You go about everything you do. You don't really think about your human interactions. You just go get things done. And now everything is at our doorstep, and you end up thinking about all this stuff. And yeah, it makes you paranoid.
If anything, one of the benefits I think we can get out of this experience is maybe teaching you to appreciate the small things in life a little more.
Absolutely.
It's definitely teaching me that too.
Whether it be your freedom or freedom of travel, eating with no worries, social contact with no worries. Here we go talking about COVID-19 again. How did this happen?
Well, I mean, that was the subject, was things that we missed prior to this. But yeah, no, I mean, I believe that's on the right track, though, with this is when this is over, not if, but when this is over, whatever the outcome, for better or for worse, once all that stuff starts coming back, it was like a friend of ours that moved down to Florida, and he called me one day and he said, River, give me one good reason that I should move back to West Virginia. I said,
social isolation.
well, no, not even that. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's sunny every day here, and like, yeah, we got a hurricane or whatever from time to time, and it's Florida. I'm like, okay. I said, I enjoy the winters here. He said, well, I hate them. And I said, well, don't get me wrong, I don't love the winters here. Because now as a homeowner, that scares the shit out of me. Anytime a flake hits the roof, I'm like, please don't cave in. But I suffer through every single day of the winters that we have here, whether we have a mild winter or a shitty one. Because when our little winter lockdown is lifted, when you can go outside without having to wear 17 layers of shit, you appreciate those warm days all the more. You cherish the warm days that you can just go out free and just have your windows rolled down and enjoy the day, soak up the sun, work out in the yard, do something. And that's what I equate this worldwide lockdown thing going on. Is when this is over, I'll be able to go back outside just free and have my windows down and enjoy it because I cherish it all the more because I don't forget having lost the ability to do so.
Man, that sounds nice.
Take us home.
If you woke up tomorrow, and this is for each of you, if you woke up tomorrow and all this was over, what's the first thing you want to do just because you can again?
I'm going to roll my windows down, take a drive.
We already said that.
I'm starting you, so
All right.
I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to roll them windows down. I'm going to drive into town. And I'm going to go to Classics 3 down in the Saberton area. Sit out on the outside smoking patio, even though I don't really smoke anymore, but it'll be outside. And I'm going to order 18 wings. Franco wings.
Franco wings.
Franco wings. And then I'm going to split them with somebody.
Well, not me.
Maybe you. Maybe Scott. Be like, hey, man, come on in here. Get in here. Don't worry about the gloves. Just dig in with me. Here, cheers. We'll like touch half-eaten wings.
I don't think
touch wing tips.
I don't think that's in the good faith of the people there.
Never say that again. Ever.
You don't
Wait, which part?
cross
The wing
streams.
tips?
There will be
and
no
you
touching
don't
of tips.
touch tips.
I said wing tips.
Boom.
You never cross streams.
There's your intro right there.
I like it. Just driving out with the windows down, getting some wings, man. Be able to sit down on those little tight booths they got built in there
Yeah.
and just stare at Decker's Creek.
See, I'm a big beer drinker, and not only because I am big, but I also like to drink a lot of beer. So, I miss my friends, and just being around my friends drinking beer. But I miss draft beer already,
Oh God, yes.
and that is really sad because I haven't seen my family.
I would have hugged my mama second.
Yeah, I'm gonna hug my mom after I've had a tall, cool Budweiser.
Oh, cool, Budweiser.
Would you eat yourself?
If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself all slathered in mustard?
I know I would.
I once took a pair of binoculars and stared at the sun for over an hour.
Sadly, I don't. This really hadn't affected my life all that much other than childcare.
He's like, oh, go
Like,
cut the grass.
I miss taking the kids to sports. Like, I think for them, I missed it because I know it's, they're getting tired of being cooped up. Like, I miss not having to be strategic when you go to stores,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I
Going to the store,
yeah.
suit up.
Not just that, you got to research hours and you got to make a plan if you go to more than one store.
Mhm.
Well, if I leave at 10, but then if I show up at noon,
Yeah.
It's strange. Everybody's supposed to be staying so far apart, and at the store, I find myself. It's very difficult for me to find an avenue to get from one place to another in a large store without having to cross people within these boundaries, and nobody wants to get out of my way. So I have to look for these empty aisles to kind of scoot through so I can get over to the homewares or whatnot, and it's crazy.
I've adopted the doorman strategy when I go to the stores. I just send it. But one thing I did catch myself doing, and I'm ashamed of this, speaking of panic, is like when I pass people, I'll hold my breath.
Oh, I do that too.
What? I'm like, what?
No, it's automatic. I totally get that. Like I don't want to breathe their air.
I haven't even thought about that. Thank you. Now that's going to be something I start doing.
You're probably already doing it. Pay attention. Wake up.
Get woke.
But it's embarrassing because you're like, what was that for? Like, what did you do for yourself?
Oh, I wouldn't be embarrassed. I think it's a great point, Scott. Like I've been doing that for a while. And if there's a group of people, I'm a smoker, so I'm like, I might pass out by the time I get across this group of people. I'm gonna fall out because I got to pass 3 guys.
I'm going to start wearing a snorkel out in public. Rock stars.
Well, thanks for having me out.
Oh, no. Big preach, man. Big appreciation. Much appreciated. Much obliged. Well, guys, it looks like we're all out of time here. This has been River Sullivan. This has been, still is, and always will be this evening tonight. With me here yet again, Scott.
Yep.
And this beautiful son of a bitch here.
I'm Dave.
Or David, whichever. All right, guys, don't forget to check out all the different ways here that you can listen to the show, whether it be iHeart Radio, Stitcher, Spotify, Sounder, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and right out there on the good old-fashioned YouTube where you can sit back, relax, watch the BS fireplace there play on your screen. But thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And until we see you next time, peace out.